What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and in today's video we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about how to integrate a BIM approach in your Revit workflow. When it comes to working in Revit, it's really important to get the maximum amount of use out of the software that you have. And one of the main properties or attributes of a software like Revit is that it allows you to embed or include parameters or properties into a geometry that you're creating. For example, if you create a wall, that wall can include information about all of its layers, its weight, its thermal efficiency, fire rating, and much more. And it's really useful to include all of this data inside of your model. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you an approach where you start off with the design. You kind of lay everything out, and then through multiple iterations, we're going to be loading in more and more data into our model. Now, to make this a little bit easier for us and to improve our process, I've teamed up with BIM Project Cloud, and this is a really useful plugin that allows you to, well, insert models into your Revit project, but you can really specify which type of model you want to use. You can update it, change the parameters, and feed more and more data with each iteration. So that's what I'm going to be showing you step by step inside of this video. This plugin is really amazing. It's completely free. It works with Revit 2018 and newer. It allows you to find many different types of families straight from the manufacturers. Also, they have a web catalog where you can download individual families. Now, I'm going to include the links to both this free plugin as well as that catalog in the description below the video so you can get it. And just to make everything more interesting and fun, they decided to sponsor 3 subscriptions on my website. So stay tuned till the end of the video, and 3 of you viewers of this video will get a 1-month free subscription to my website, balkanarchitect.com. And now let's jump into Revit. And here we are in Revit. So once you install BIM project, you're going to get a little tab, a BIM tab, on your ribbon, and when you click on that, here we have the BIM Project Cloud. Now what this is going to do is you simply click on this and it's going to open up another window. It's going to look like this. Let me just make it a tiny bit smaller. There we go, perfect. And this is what BIM Project Cloud looks like. Now this is the interface where you're going to have the ability to search for different types of families and then insert them in your project. Now personally, I found it best when you have a couple of monitors, as I use a dual monitor setup, and then you can have this on your second screen, and then in your main screen you can work in Revit. Now obviously in this tutorial I'm just going to stick with one screen, but that's just a little recommendation. If I just move this out of the way for a second, here you can see that we have a house that I'm going to use for this demonstration. We do have some doors and windows created, but that's pretty much it, and also the roof. As you can see here, we don't really have any windows. If I open up the floor plan, it's fairly empty, so I'm going to be showing you kind of the BIM process or the BIM approach when it comes to working on buildings and how to add complexity with each step. And for that, we're going to be using this cool plugin. First, let's show this off on an example of windows. So here, as you can see, we don't have any windows on the side. Makes sense to add them, obviously, so let's do that. So what you can do is go here in this window, and then here in this side you can choose the category of your family. So simply here, as you can see, we have doors and windows here and shading. Expand that, and let's search for windows. And then here you can request properties. So at the first stage of your project, you don't really know exactly which window you're going to use. Nobody starts off with knowing which window you want. You know you want a window, you know where you want it and the dimensions, basic dimensions, but that's pretty much it. So let me show you how this allows you to kind of follow that approach where you add complexity with each new step. So here you request the properties. You can see that we have the brand, so that's obviously something that's going to come later on. We have the window opening type, so as you can see we have numerous ones to choose from. Next we have the window geometry. You can choose from all of these, and of course we have the width, the height, and the frame thickness, and also of course the material, glazing type, and so on. As you can see, we have many properties that we can use and insert. Now at this point I'm just going to leave everything as is, and then I'm going to click add to project. Now what this will do is it will open up a new window, and here it's called a create new window, and here it's we're basically building a new family. Now this is going to be a fairly simple family, because at this point of the project, at this stage, we don't really know which exact window we want to use, so we're simply going to go here to create new. It's going to say that the category is going to be windows, the naming is going to be, well, this, and this is going to be the type name. You can change it if you want, you can type in whatever you want, but in this case I'm just going to leave it as is. Perfectly happy with this. Next we have the parameters. Now you can notice that here we have a check sign, as we did here, and we can basically check and uncheck the parameters that we want to have or include, or the ones that we don't. We can leave them out. Obviously at this stage, brand, we don't care about that. Window opening, again, not necessary at this point. Window geometry, turn that off. Now for the width and the height, I'm actually just going to max these out here, because I know I want a fairly large window. So let's just drag these sliders all the way to the other end. Frame thickness, I'm not sure about that. Let's just leave it like this, but we can include that as well. Next we have the material, don't know about that. Glazing type, don't know, and don't care about any of these other parameters at this stage of the project. I just want my window. So once you have unchecked all of the parameters that you don't need and left only the basic ones that you need at this stage, you just click continue, and that's going to generate a family for you. Now it does take a few moments for it to create that new family, custom family, just for your project. Let's just wait for a few seconds, and now we can use it. As you can see, when we go here to properties, we're basically placing a window. You can notice that also over here on the ribbon it says modify place windows, and if I come close to the wall, we have a window. So for example, I can come in here and place a couple of windows here, a couple of windows there. There we go. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and we're done placing windows. If I go here to the 3D view, this is what that's going to look like. So we have those windows, and if you select any of these and then go into edit type, you can see that we do have some dimension parameters. But when it comes to all of the rest of the parameters, they're not filled in, so they're left empty at this stage of design. So let's just OK out of that. So we have our windows in place. Let's perhaps add a garage door here. That's also important to have. So again, I'm going to open up this and go here to doors and windows, search for garage doors. Again, I'm just going to go add to project. Wait for a few moments. Here, as you can see, we have that name. Again, I'm just going to leave the width at maybe 100, and then the height can be something like 3 meters. That's fine. Again, the material, don't know, and the brand, don't know, and just click continue. Again, we're now generating a new family. This will be a garage door family. So you can just go step by step, adding new families to your project. And let's place one here, obviously like that. There we go, perfect. And then we can go to the 3D view, and this is what that's going to look like. And of course, we can check the parameters and as you can see, we don't really have many parameters filled in at this early stage, but that's perfect. We don't want too much information. Also, you can use the same approach, for example, for completing bathrooms here or toilets and so on. So, for example, I can find here MEP, plumbing and piping, and there I can search for perhaps a bathtub. And then again, here we can play around with the parameters, but I usually just go here to add to project, and then I can customize it here. For example, for the bathtub, the length can be something like this. The width, I don't want it to be too wide, so let's go like that. And then the height can be around 400. And then for the rest of the parameters, as I don't need them at this stage, I'm just going to turn them off. continue, and then it's going to generate that as well. And I can place that bathtub in my project, for example. So let's just wait for a few moments. There we go, hit the escape key a couple of times, and we have a very nice bathtub. Go here into edit type, and as you can see, not many parameters are filled out at this point. So let me just cancel out of this. Okay, so now as you can see, I've added a few more elements here, sanitary elements, and now it's time to take our project to the next level, to the next stage, the second one. Here we're going to be just updating things a little bit, making sure that everything works, making some design changes and so on. So for example, let's say that this bathtub, yeah, it was a good idea at first, but we decided to exchange it for a shower. Maybe the client said so or something like that, and you decide to change that. Well, instead of having to search for a different family, what you can simply do by using BIM Project is just select that family and then open up the BIM Project Cloud window, and let's search for showers. So here I have this shower button, and here we can see some shower families, but first let's request some properties. So here, as you can see, this is what we have from properties to choose from. I'm just going to click add to project, and then here this looks a little bit different. So here it says update. So now we're updating an existing family. The family in question is the plumbing fixture, bathtub, wall, instances 1. So only one is selected. And we have the option to update that, replace selected with a new family. In this case, we're just replacing the bathtub with a shower. We're not really updating it, we're completely replacing it. So here we can just check replace selected with and then new family. Here we have the name, that's perfectly fine. Now for the information here, I'm just going to uncheck the brand because I don't need it at this point, as well as all of these. And then for the width, let's go with, I don't know, something like that. The height with something like that, and then the depth with something like that. Let's go here to 90 by 90 perhaps, or something like that. Anyways, now when I click continue, it's going to do something different. It's not going to generate a family that we have to place. It's simply going to exchange this family or update it for a new family or replace it with the one that we need. Now I think it's done. So if I just change this, yeah, there we go. We have a shower. Perhaps if I switch this to a finer level of detail, yeah, as you can see, this is a shower. Now I'm just going to rotate that by 90 degrees. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, perfect. And then we can just place it there. Perfect. And now we have a shower instead of that bathtub, and the whole design looks a little bit better. Now we can do this with all of the families. So for example, if I select this window and let's say I want all of my windows, well, instead of having to go through the project and select all of them, I can just select one, right click in empty space, and then go select all instances, visible in view, or an entire project. So choose either one or the one that suits your purposes. I'm just going to select the entire project, which is these 4 windows. I can go back here into BIM Project. Then I can search again for doors and windows. Let's search for windows. And then let's go to add to project. And let's now make some changes here. So as you can see now, we have another update. Active selection is 4 instances of this window. In this case, we're going to be just updating the parameters. So let's go here, and now we're not going to be including the brand still, the window opening type. So for that, we can update that. So let's say we want a sliding window for window geometry. I'm just going to leave that out for now. Again, we can play around with the width and the height. Let's add some frame thickness. For example, let's say that's important to us at this stage. We have the frame material. Let's say we want to have aluminum windows for this. The glazing type, let's just uncheck that for now, as well as the rest of these parameters. So as you can see, we are inserting some more information at this point, making some changes to the window. So now we can update these 4 instances. Let's click continue. It's going to wait for a few moments to update those windows. And let's see. There we go. Now they have been updated. So now if I just come in and select one of these windows, as you can see, it does look a little bit different. It is a bit wider. And if I go here into edit type, a bit more information has been loaded in. Now at this point, for example, we have the door window frame material that's been set to aluminum and so on. So we're just bringing in more and more information with each iteration of the project, just bringing in more. So just updating everything and bringing everything to a higher level. But let's say everything is fine, the client is happy so far, and it's time to start thinking about what this will look like in real life. Let me just uncheck the scope box here. There we go. So it's time to start thinking about actual products, and now it's time for our final iteration, and that's going to be finding an actual product for these windows. So let's select one of the windows, right click, and then go to select all instances in the entire project. There we go, 4 of these are selected. And now we can go back here into BIM Project Cloud, and let's go again to Windows. And now it's time to search for a product. Now you can search for a product simply by playing around here with the parameters. Now in this particular case, I'm just going to leave the parameters as is, as that's going to give me the best choices here when it comes to what Revit is or what BIM project is going to offer me, what's available. Now here I'm just going to choose this one. It looks like a very cool high quality window, and then here we can specify all of the parameters for that. So immediately it's going to pull in the product name, the brand, the product URL, so a link to the website and so on. Here I'm just going to specify the width to something like, let's go with 1200 millimeters, and then the height can go, I don't know, something like 1500 millimeters. So let's make it a little bit bigger, let a little more light into the room. Now once I have specified all of this, I can simply go here to add to project. So in this case we're clicking here, and that's going to update, of course, our windows. Here we have the active selection of 4 instances. Those are the ones that we want to change, and then we can just update them. We don't have to replace them, but also you can use replace with, and then you can go with new family, and this is going to be that family. Here we have some more information, or just the same properties, which we can uncheck if we want, or we can change it if we want, so the sliders and so on. But in this case, let's just continue here, and then that's going to update our model, and it's going to update the families in our model. So let's let it do its magic for a few seconds, and then it's just going to update all of those smaller windows and give us the larger windows that we've needed. So as you can see, these are some larger windows. It looks much better with these bigger windows. We can of course play around with the positioning a little bit because they are bigger now, but I'm quite happy with the way that turned out. So there we go. You can update existing elements that you have loaded in, and then that workflow is you start off with something simple, as we have started off with those basic windows. Then you move and add a little bit more information, and then finally you can search for an actual product, and you can then load that product in. And of course, now if I go here into edit type, you're going to notice that we have way more parameters filled out. Here you can see the manufacturer, the product URL, product line, subcategory, and so on. So a lot more information is in the green building properties, energy analysis, light transmission, acoustic rating. So just a lot of useful information is loaded in here, and then you can use that either to create your schedules and so on, and also to find the actual product and purchase it for the client. So there you go. That's how you can use this really cool plugin in order to work on your projects and to use the BIM approach, the proper approach when it comes to working with an advanced piece of software such as Revit. Now, before we move on to the giveaway information, I would just like to mention one more really important thing, and that is the fact that this doesn't only work with component families, things like windows and those sanitary elements and so on, but this also works with system families. So that would basically mean that it works with things like walls and roofs and so on, and the floors, of course, and so on. So, for example, if I just open up this BIM Project Cloud plugin, and here, for example, if I go to Landscape Architecture, here we have pavings, which is quite cool. So as you can see, you can search for different pavings, and then also you have the stones that are used. So you not only select the pattern, but also you can select which color of stone do you want to use for that, which is really cool. Now also you have things like walls. So for example, here in the search option, I can just type in wall, and then here we can see all of the different types of walls that we have. We can load more, or alternatively you can find walls under here under constructions. So here, as you can see, we have some ceiling beams, ceiling panels, insert chimneys, floor compositions, and so on. But under walls, as you can see here, we have some quite complex walls, and if you select any one of these, it's going to bring in all of the necessary layers, which are going to make sure that your schedules are correct and all of the information is being used in the best way. So if I just select one of these walls here and go to add to project, oops, it seems I have selected a roof here, so let's cancel out of that. Oops, let's just make sure to deselect that roof. There we go. Get back here, let's add that into the project, wait for a few moments, there we go. Now here, of course, I'm going to leave all of the information checked on. As you can see, we have the area, weight, environment, humidity, mechanical strength and durability, and so on. So all of this important information, for example, fire rating, very important. So if I just click here on continue, it's going to load that into our project. So now let's just give it a few moments to be loaded in. It is quite a complex family with all of those parameters and everything, but as you can see here, we have that exact type of wall. So if I just place that wall here, okay, it might be a bit too high. Let's go to floor plan, there we go. So as you can see, we have this wall here, and if I decide to select that wall and go here into edit type, here under edit structure, we have all of that information, all that important information like the wood, gypsum, thermal inserts, air gaps, and so on. So everything, all of those layers, everything gets brought in. Here, as you can see, we have all of the analytical properties which are important: the manufacturer, the code, and the maximum height, and so on, fire rating, and so pretty much everything that you need. All of those important parameters are loaded in, so that's really cool. Okay, so now with that out of the way, let's then talk about the giveaway. And now let's talk about the giveaway. So as I said, 3 month subscriptions or 3 monthly subscriptions are the prize of the giveaway. So 3 different people will get 1 month subscriptions. Now to enter the giveaway, you can actually enter it in 3 different locations to win one of these prizes. So the first one is the Autodesk App Store. So if you download the BIM Project Cloud plugin, you have to do that on the Autodesk App Store, and the link to that will be in the description just below the video. So you have to go there, download the plugin, test it out, and leave a verified review. Verified review basically means that you have tested it out, and then give us your honest opinion or maybe suggestion of some feature that you would like to see. The second way of entering the giveaway is going to be on my Instagram page. You have to first, of course, follow the BIM Project Cloud on Instagram. You also need to follow me on Instagram, and under my post that's already up there, you have to leave a comment on what you would like to see as one of the features or what you like about this plugin. Same thing goes for Facebook. So on Facebook, you have to like their page. The link will be in the description. You also have to like my page and on the and comment below the post that I'll be leaving with this video. Again, you have to just comment what features you like, or maybe what would you like to see in the future. And that's how you enter the giveaway, and the winner will be selected, will be randomly selected out of those 3 groups, and one prize will be chosen for the on the App Store for one of the comments, one on Facebook, and then one on Instagram. So make sure to join the giveaway today. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it was interesting, a little bit different, but I think it's really fun. And of course, I'll be back with another regular Balkan Architect tutorial in a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.